गोविंद श्याम राधे कृष्णा, गोविंद श्याम राधे कृष्णा.
Okay, so welcome team, welcome to another wonderful day, and we are going to read today a new chapter that is on the magical air that we breathe. So this is day 23, but before that we will have a quick revision of day 22. The day 22 was all about something similar to what we have already covered in our previous chapter, that was on the to-do list. How we can manifest our to-do list in a very nice way, magical way, that we have already kind of covered, and on similar tone actually this day 22 content was there. So it started with a nice quote: "This world, after all our science and sciences, is still a miracle, wonderful, instructable, magical, and more to whosoever will think of it." So we are already in the magic, in the midst of magic. Just we need to have the eyes to see it. So it started with a little bit of insight about author's story that 7 years ago, when I first discovered the secret and the magical power of gratitude, I made a list of all of my desires. It was a long list. At that time, there seemed to be no possible way my desire could come true. So just focus on this particular line, wherein actually author has mentioned very clearly that she was not able to see how it can become true, how it can manifest whatever desires she was having. But if you carefully observe law of attraction or law of manifestation, which she understood very nicely, and that's how actually she progressed. Our job is just to figure out what we want. The how part we should not bother. We just need to focus on what we want, and it is the how part is up to the universe to take care. That is not explicitly mentioned here in this book, but that is the law of manifestation says. So when if we are not consumed properly, or we are consumed with the how part also, we'll end up believing that it is not possible, because the goals and the desires might look little more extensive in the first place. So it is always good, and it is very much recommended to focus only on the what part. Going ahead. Yeah. So whenever I had the opportunity, I would take out my list and read through it, giving as much as gratitude as I can. So this is the part of the manifestation process. The more we are aligned to it, that easier we can actually manifest. The more we are having the desire list in our front-end memory or in our consciousness, that easily we are attracting our desires. That is why we have discussed many times to have our goals in a very ready-made format, written properly in two places. One is in a gold card, another is in a poster. The poster should be stick to a place where we have the like accessibility most of the time. Whenever we see whichever place we see most of the time, let's stick to that. And the goal card where the goal is written, that we need to keep in our pocket. Wherever we go, we can carry that. And the third thing that we have discussed is to write the goal statement on a daily basis. Well, these things are not part of, maybe we have not discussed as part of this reading club. We have discussed in our abundance club. So few of the glimpse actually I'm giving because it is related. Then author is saying that she says thank you also. This thank you word multiple times in a day whenever she sees this desire list and feels as if it is manifested. As I receive my desires, I would cross them off my list, and when I had new desires, I would add them to my list. So in this process, actually, one by one, she started manifesting the desires. It is not that it might be confusing actually. Few people might think that okay, this is just what she did. Based on that, the manifestation happens. It is not that only by reading and giving the gratitude, the desires are manifested. There are a lot of other things that is there on the way, which we are consciously doing anyway. So this book primarily focused on the first part of the law of manifestation. So let's not confuse that it is the only manifestation process, or only by using this magic book or the secret book we can manifest anything. So we need to have that clarity, otherwise we will fall in some false illusion and we will not be taking action and doing the rest of the process. Even the process itself this is the initial part. There are many difference. Like one example I can give, like we will be having a lot of limiting beliefs. We'll be having many past patterns. So till the time we clear those limiting beliefs or the past environment influences and the patterns, only affirmations will not work. So there are, and also this is a very true fact that this is a true thing that the affirmation which we are doing has to be properly done with feeling, and it takes time. In 1 day or 2 days, even in 1 month also, if we think that it will bring the magic and cut out all the limiting beliefs or the past trauma or past environment patterns and all those things, that is also not going to happen. There are specific processes to come over them. That is one thing. And at the same time, this practice of gratitude and the affirmations need to be continued for a little prolonged amount of time to see the results. Religiously, whoever does this, they get magical manifestation. So I would request all of you to keep practicing as you are already doing, and don't do half of the thing. Do it in its totality to get the best of the benefit. And also don't take break also. If you are taking the break and then you might need to start again, kind of. It is the continuity which matters also a lot. Then this is something like off topic I discussed. Then coming back to the book, author is saying that as I enjoyed this short flight with these beautiful people, it became crystal clear to me the reason why they were so happy. So she has actually explained this story of her travel to Bora Bora near Tahiti. So there what happened actually, like the group of people who were filled with joy and happiness and gratitude. The best part is like all of them were in the same aura and same vibes. So it actually touched to author, and she understood actually how. So it became crystal clear to me the reason why they were so happy. Everyone wants to be happy, but they were happy, and the reason also was very clearly evident to author. And now that she has informed to us, we can also follow the same and start being happy. And this is also very true. If you just derive one more thing, we believe, or in our subconscious mind, we think that once we achieve the goal, achieve the desire, whatever we want to achieve, then we will be happy. But that is also not true. If we have that kind of pattern, that is also going to limit our endeavor. From the base of happiness, whatever we attempt, that becomes magical. So we first need to be happy. We first need to transform our emotional state, and from that aspect, from there, we need to start working. So happiness is the success is a byproduct of that. Now coming back to the book, and then it struck me that I had just received my final desire. Bora Bora was the last desire on my original long list, and the reason I was on the plane was before on my very eyes, that is gratitude. So she has seen this live example. And here author is saying, to give you an idea of the enormous of receiving all my desires in the amount of time, when I created my desires list, my company was $2 million in debt. And I had 2 months before I would be forced to shut it down and would lose my home and everything I own. The money I owed on my personal credit cards was a small fortune, and yet on my desire list was to own a big house overlooking the ocean, to travel to exotic places in the world, to have paid all my debts, to expand my company, to restore every relationship to the best it could be, to improve the quality of my family's life, to be 100% healthy again, and have unlimited energy and excitement for life, along with the usual list of material things. You see the list of desires that author was having, irrespective of the debt that she was having, and irrespective of the time or the deadline that she could see by when actually the total business would have come to a shut or closing down. So if we face a small kind of shock or unexpected situation, then how our emotional state becomes, that you just check, that we need to check. So there is no point in changing the state of emotion, because that will attract even more of negativity. The example we see here is like, even though author was having so much of worrisome events coming up, but she was very clear that she would be definitely getting all of these things. Those are present in the list. And then miracle happened. The very first desire that I received was bringing joy to millions of people through my work. The rest of my desires magically followed. So the steps what worked, how she has mentioned is like, carry your desire list with you today in your pocket on at least 2 occasions in the day. Take out your list, read through it, and feel as much gratitude for each one as you can, as though you have received it. This is also, there is a catch here actually, we will discuss some other time. It is not that easy to feel. So there is a process to do the kind of, even the creative visualization do not work or works up to a certain extent. So We will do the process that in some other day, how we can feel to the extent that we want to feel. And then automatically we can be grateful even before the manifestation happens. If you want your desire to come more quickly, I would highly recommend that you carry your desire list with you in your wallet or purse from this day forward. And whenever you have time, open it and read through it and feel as much gratitude as you can for each one. When your desires appear before your eyes, very eyes, cross them off your list and add one more. So this is what actually is kind of, again, she has written in a stepwise manner. It's okay, we will skip. I hope that most of us have tried at least few of the steps, if not all. Okay, the steps are very easy actually. We all have desires. We just need to write the top 10 desires. Top 10. See here, top 10. We might be having 20, 30, 40 desires. But if we write everything in one go, then it will be overwhelming. So top 10 desire list, and we need to read that again and again. Minimum is 2 instances in the day. And for each list, we need to spend 1 minute imagining and visualizing that we have already received the desire. It's plain simple thing that we need to do. So 10 desires, 10 minutes it will take to feel as much gratitude as we can. After each of the desires, after each of the visualization, we can mention the thank you to express the gratitude, and also we can keep our hands on our heart. That is also a good way to increase the feeling. And then we can do another thing, this to make the process even more practical. We can use the magic dust or magic wand strategy. That one will make our subconscious feel that the magic is happening and the list, whatever the desires we have, is getting fulfilled one by one by the magical wand. Then how much? 10 minutes it took. And then the next step says that carry your desire list with you today. On 2 occasions we need to do this. Means 10 plus 10, 20 minutes we need to spend. Okay, and we need to end the day with magic rock practice. That's all. 20 minutes is what actually author is saying, but I would say if you do not have 20 minutes, don't totally skip the process. Have 3 desires at least and read them in 2 of the occasions throughout the day. So 3 plus 3, 6 minutes. 6 minutes is easy, right? 20 minutes seems to be difficult to start with. And there is also another reason. After once you get the 3 desires fulfilled, or one desire, one of them gets fulfilled, then you can drag that off and replace with a new desire. That is equally powerful. So, because when there is a bigger target, people generally tend to skip it altogether instead. Then magical practice. Day 23. The magical air that you breathe. This chapter we will be starting now. I would request one of you to take over from here and start reading.
Yes, may I?
Yes, please, Manji.
The magical air that you breathe. It is quite possible to leave your home for a walk in the early morning air and return a different person, beguiled, enchanted. Mary Ellen Chase, educator and writer. If someone had told me a few years back to be grateful for the air that I breathe, I would have thought the person was crazy. It would not have made a bit of sense to me. Why on earth would anyone be grateful for the air they breathe? But as my life changed from using gratitude, the things that I took for granted or didn't give a second thought about became an absolute miracle to me. I went from sweating the small stuff in my little world and day to day life to opening my eyes and thinking about the bigger picture and wonder of the universe. As the great scientist Newton said, when I look at the solar system, I see the Earth at the right distance from the Sun to receive the proper amounts of heat and light. This did not happen by chance. Those words made me think more and more about the bigger picture. It is not an accident that there is a protective atmosphere surrounding us, and that beyond it there is no air or oxygen. It is not an accident that the trees give off oxygen so that our atmosphere is continually replenished. It is not an accident that our solar system is perfectly placed, and that if it were anywhere else in the galaxy, we would most likely to be devastated by cosmic radiation. There are thousands of parameters and ratios that support life on Earth. All of them are on a knife edge, and their fine tuning is so critical that a fraction of difference in any of these parameters and ratios would make life unlivable on planet Earth. It is difficult to believe any of these things could have happened by accident. It would seem that they are perfectly designed, perfectly placed, perfectly balanced for us. When the realization hits you that all of these things might not be an accident and that the balance of every microscopic element surrounding Earth and on Earth is in perfect harmony to support us, you will feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude for life
Yeah,
because of
yeah, yeah. Carry on. This is the
because all of it has been done to sustain you.
yeah. So there actually this point is so important. When we realize, then actually it starts happening. Okay, when we realize that nothing is a coincidence or nothing has happened in accident, then we understand that we are taking many things for granted. Even for that matter, the the oxygen which is getting recycled by the trees is also not an accident. If the trees are like we are cutting, they keep cutting the trees, the environment is getting polluted like day by day. That time actually we are understanding the value of oxygen. Till that time, we are taking it for granted. During Corona, people were not getting oxygen cylinder, and then they understood what is the importance of oxygen, and stop taking it for granted. Otherwise, we feel that anyway, whatever oxygen that is available in gallons, even for one 10-liter oxygen cylinder or 20-liter oxygen cylinder, it was so critical. But the nature is providing us so much of oxygen, gallons of oxygen without any expectation, and this arrangement has been done so perfectly. So it's a very good opportunity for us to pay attention to it and be grateful. So thank you, Sumanji. May I request someone else to take over from here?
Can I?
Yes, Alguji.
Yeah. We have to start from the magical air, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay. The magical air that you breathe is not an accident or a fluke of nature. When you think about the enormousness of what had to take place in the universe for us to have air, and you then take a breath, breathing air into your body becomes breathtaking in every sense of the word. We take one breath after another and never give a thought to the fact that there is always air for us to breathe. Yet, oxygen is one of the most plentiful elements in our body, and as we breathe, it feeds every cell in our body so that we can continue to live. The most precious gift of our life is air because without it, none of us would last more than a few minutes. When I first began to use gratitude's magical power, I used it for a lot of personal things that I wanted, and it worked. But it was when I began to be grateful for the real gifts in life that I experienced the ultimate power of gratitude. The more grateful I became for a sunset, a tree, the ocean, the dew on the grass, my life, and the people in it, every material thing I have ever dreamed of having poured down upon me. I now understand the reason why it happened that way. When we can feel truly grateful, like the magical air that we breathe, we have reached one of the deepest possible levels of gratitude. And whoever has the depth of, you have to scroll up here. And whoever has the depth of gratitude will receive absolute abundance. Today, stop and think about the glorious air that you breathe. Take 5 deliberate breaths and feel the feeling of the air moving inside your body and feel the joy of breathing it out. Take 5 full breaths in and out 5 different times today. And after you have taken each set of 5 breaths, say the magic words, "Thank you for the magical air that I breathe." And be as genuinely grateful as you can for the precious, life giving air that you breathe.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Very, very nice. May I request someone else to take off from here? Srikanth, you want? Or Nisaji? Yeah, Nisaji, carry on.
It's best if you can do this magical practice outside so you can really feel and appreciate the magnificence of fresh air. But if that's not
Is
possible,
there a network issue?
you can close your eyes while taking the breaths, or you can do it with your eyes open. You can do it while you are walking, waiting in line, shopping, or anywhere at any time. The important thing is to deliberately feel the feeling of the air going in and out of your body. Breathe the way you are naturally breathe, because this magical practice is not about your breathing, but about your gratitude for the air you breathe. Taking a bigger breath helps you to feel more gratitude than do that. It helps to make a sound or mentally say the magic words "thank you" as you breathe the air out, and do that. If you want, you can also do a variation of this practice in the future by imagining you are breathing in gratitude and filling yourself up with it with every breath you take. In ancient teachings, it is said that when a person reaches the point of being deeply grateful for the air that they breathe, their gratitude will have reached a new level of power, and they will have become the true alchemist who can effortlessly turn every part of their life into gold.
Great. So this paragraph is very enchanting. It says that in ancient teachings, it is said that when a person reaches the point of being deeply grateful for the air that they breathe, and this is also very true that most of the spiritual practices are also focused, meditations are also focused on the breath. And if we include the element of gratitude in it, then miracle will actually significantly increases. Where gratitude will have reached a new level of power. We all want to reach to the new level of power. So this is the practice that we will be consciously inculcating in our day-to-day life. And then what will happen? They will have become the true alchemist who can effortlessly turn every part of their life into gold. So we will have become the true alchemist who can effortlessly turn every part of our life into gold. So I hope all of us are ready to dive into it. and it takes no time. That's the beauty of it. In the previous exercise, at least you need to dedicate few conscious time, but in this particular exercise, it is so effortlessly it can be integrated that you might not actually feel any scarcity of time. Yeah. So may I request Nisaji, I think you had a limited that time. Please carry on. This is the last page. Nisaji, do you want to continue?
I can do that.
Yeah, let Nisaji do. Yeah.
No problem if someone else is ready.
Carry on,
No.
Nishaji. Carry on.
Everyone should actually contribute. So that is how actually I see. Yeah. Carry on, Nisaji.
Magic practice number 23. The magical air that you breathe. First, count your blessings. Make a list of 10 blessings. Why you are grateful. Reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for that blessing as you can. Second, 5 times today, stop and think about the glorious air that you breathe. Take 5 deliberate breaths and feel the feeling of the air moving inside your body and feel the joy of breathing it out. Third, after you have taken the 5 breaths, say the magic words, thank you for the magical air that I breathe. Be as grateful as you can for the precious, life-giving air that you breathe. Just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic drop in one hand and say the magic words, thank you for the best thing that happened during the day.
Great. Thank you. So 5 times today we need to do. It's very simple. Take 5 deliberate breaths, and what we need to feel? We need to feel the feeling of air moving inside our body. So simple. It is so simple, yet it is so powerful. The power actually remains in the simplicity of the processes. We think complex process, complex strategy actually is huge kind of miraculous result. It is not always true. So I would request, and also I would request, as most of us, most of the people here are part of abundance group, may I request Kanikaji, Milinji, Sikanji. So we all kind of what we need to do when we are writing the gratitude affirmations, and we are doing the micro journaling also, that MJ tick mark there 5 times today, numbered in a numbered form. I'll also announce this in the announcement group of the abundance group. There will be kind of putting it after the affirmation. We'll be putting like this is like conscious breath, right? I'll write what is the nomenclature that we are going to use with the number 1, number 2. By end of the day, 5 times it need to be done. So it is how actually it helps. Just to give an example, whatever we manage and measure, that increases, that enhances, that magically glorifies. So remember the keyword. The keyword is manage and measure. So we will be automatically conscious about that. One example is, how many of us actually do not manage the money income, inflow and outflow that we are having, and once in a while we will open our bank account and see that, oh my god, all the money, where it went, I don't know. And then it actually happens again and again, right? Every month. Instead, if we know how to actually manage the money, the inflow and outflow, and we're conscious about it, automatically money also reciprocate in the same way. It reciprocates in the same way means we will be conscious about money, money will be conscious about us, and more of money will be attracted to our life. So anything, whatever we do, we need to consciously do. And when we track it, we make sure that we are doing it. We are accomplishing 5 targets. It is very easy also, just that we need to be accountable to the group and mention it very particularly. Regarding money also, I have given one session. I hope all of you remember. I have given the tool wherein all of the expenses can be automatically managed. That tool I am using from last 2-3 months. It is brilliant actually. Very hardly anything I need to put any effort. Automatically the SMS is being read, and inflow outflow everything is kind of logged, and we have the facility to we have the facility to express our gratitude in the note section. So I hope most of you are doing it. I'm doing it, and I'm updating that also in the group at times, so that you all can kind of remember and redo. I am for sure I know that Milinji is doing, right, Milinji? Or you are in office and not in a position to talk? I think yes, you have.
No, yeah, yeah. I'm using not that application, but definitely I'm keeping the track after our section, because previously I used to just used to see the bank statement, but after our session, I started giving gratitude to individual transactions. Yeah. Because that app is not available here.
I think iPhone.
It is iPhone. Yeah.
I mentioned. Yeah, that is a limitation that we have.
Yeah. But at least I took the point from there. That is, I have now more control on the daily entries. Previously I used to check the statement at the end of the month, but now it is on the daily basis, or actually on the transaction. So yeah, that's helped. Yeah,
that helps, right? Yeah, great. Anyone else is doing this, like kind of deliberately? This particular thing actually not only in abundance session, I have discussed in the additional session in a reading club also. So if someone wants to do it, please do it, and if any help is required, I am happy to help. It is
because just to add to that one, the session which we had on this topic, like on this particular specifying your gratitude on each transaction, what the change which I observed is, again I'm repeating, but it's very important that previously when I used to spend money, you already explained on the tax submission, but whenever I used to pay something, there is some kind of negative feeling in me. Sometimes you don't want to pay for something, or you sometimes feel it is on a higher cost and like that. So there was some this thing, negative kind of feelings and all that, which actually definitely gone after this, definitely the 3M practice which we discussed, plus this one, because what I observed now is, as that particular feeling goes, went because of this one, feeling gratitude of each transaction, incoming is again the 3M slot which we discussed. So I'm happy about that thing more. Yes, gaining more is always, you feel good. Everyone feels good when money is coming, but I'm more happy on that negative side. Previously I used to little bit disturbed whenever there is some extra spend and all that. I don't know, it may be some old beliefs and something, but definitely that negative feeling is gone. So I'm more happy now spending, even if like last on holiday, so while returning back, we spend extra on the hotel booking and all that, but it covers itself. So that is actually a good thing to see the magic which happens afterwards, which is not in your control, but magic happens, and I'm more happy on the negative feeling gone on that transactions basically. So yeah. And another thing to this thing, just to, since we discussing about the money part of it, actually for my business, I was trying to open the business account with NatWest Bank here for last 1.5 years. And after I was starting our course, it actually happened in 2 months time. So it is actually miracle for me, because I was trying for that account from pandemic, last 2.5 years. I think most of you will agree to this one, that yes, it works actually. I got the account, I got the online transaction, and I set up the business account. So that's amazing.
Awesome,
And it
awesome.
failed actually twice. It failed, they rejected my application twice. But again, I tried. But yeah, everything smooth after joining this one, 2 months club. So yes, it's working. No doubt about it. It's working. Thanks. Yeah.
That's really great news.
Yes.
Thanks for sharing. Actually, this kind of actually incident and event actually motivates most of us to practice it more consciously. So keep sharing the miracles, and
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
and we wish you all the best on your future endeavors in the specific thing which you are actually pursuing.
Yeah,
Certainly, my
and
friend here.
one more suggestion, because which is now it is more and more this thing for me. Like last 2 months we are in this group. I am discussing with Pinaki. I found great friends on this particular group. My again humble request to you: don't dissolve the group. Keep
Yeah,
the this intact. So because that synergy works. Yeah,
definitely.
that's the whole idea. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah.
Certainly. Yeah. The groups, whichever are kind of going on, all of them will continue. We are going to take the next book as the magic of the power of one thought, and the abundance group also will continue, because we know that it is not a matter of 1 month or 2 months wherein actually we can manifest all the desires. So certainly that group also will continue, and we will be seeing more of manifestation, more of new strategies, more of new practices, more of the accountability and gamification which is going to be added. So great. So thank you all for being part
Because
of it.
quick question before you leave. It's good
Yeah.
to ask in front of everyone. What you prefer? Because sometimes what happens, since we are reading this book, like magic. After like I read Secret, then Power, and this one, you tend to then get number of other books as well. Like we are going to select the new one. My question is, when you found these multiple books, and then you say, oh, I need to read this as well, this as well. What's your view? Like how many books you need to read? But there are so many available in our this Telegram group as well. What's
Yeah.
your strategy on reading books? Many books or one book at a time? How you do? Just a
How
simple.
how I do is like meticulously I read only one book at a time. Like now,
Okay.
the magic is going on, and
Okay.
I focus more on the implementation part rather
Okay.
than accumulating a lot of knowledge. That's
Yeah.
where actually you might have seen that I stress on the accountability in our group also. How
Yeah.
we need to implement the thing, even though it looks simple or difficult, how we can break down in such a way that it becomes simpler and we can adopt it in our life. Because knowledge is not power, but the implementation of the knowledge is power. And
I agree.
at the same time, I keep myself open to here and now and then. I just peep into the books, also the other reading groups. Also, I join sometime, and I keep getting some of the other insights so that I can enhance the practices that I'm doing. So I do not restrict myself only to that one, but I keep myself open. But at the same time, I don't indulge to such an extent into the reading that I forget to practice. That is my takeaway and my suggestion to everyone. Focus on less and make it the best.
Yeah. Thanks for your suggestion. Thanks, Prakash. Thanks.
Here actually there is a very nice phrase I remember. Less is more. Here it is very much applicable. Even though it is less, we can manifest more. So, So great that
Thanks
we
for
have
suggestion.
part of the implementation. That is why actually that is also primary reason as to why actually I have created the abundance group and implementation group. Wherein actually
I agree.
Tight accountability will be there, and we see that we are implementing what we are reading. It is not the
Just reading.
Just reading.
So are we going to have session today?
Today evening we'll be having,
fine.
And few of others are also there. So just let me repeat. Yesterday I somehow missed it to post in the group. Maybe I'll post it today. Whoever wants to join, now that we are going to start a new month, So it is open now again for new members to join in. So DM me directly, you can reach me, and this time you will get a little different because Janmashtami celebration is going on. So you will get one very nice planner come journal, which will be helpful in our upcoming journey of abundance practices, and also daily how we are approaching things. We'll be also doing it little closely from next month onwards, wherein actually daily time tracking will be implemented. We will be focusing on discovering our pattern of doing things. What is our pattern of doing things? What is the usual habits that we are having? See, 80, you believe it or not, 80 to 90% of our daily activity that we are doing now, daily thoughts that we are having, those are just repeating. But we are expecting something miracle thing will happen in our life. How it will happen? If we are just repeating the same habits, if we are just repeating the same thoughts. And the best way to deal this or to transform this is, first we need to bring to our awareness what are the patterns that we have, which of them are limiting, which of them are not helping us in our journey. First we need to identify that. So we will be focusing on that part also starting from 1st of September. If anyone wants to just have a feel of it, little skeptical whether it will work or not, for this 4-5 days whatever is there, they can join. I'm happy to onboard you without any commitment. Just see, or you can just ask whoever is present here, or whoever, many are there actually. You can ask me for the numbers and I'll give you the numbers for feedback if it works, how it is helping, and if it is not helping, how it is not helping. So Srikanth is also here, Milind is here, Kanika ji is here, who is people who are actually very. So that is how I see. Yesterday when I, and also this is also let me not only restrict for the new members, it is also applicable, and people who are already part of the group, abundance group, if they are planning to renew, as I think Sikandi has already approached to renew, so they are also eligible to get the physical journal copy to their address. I think it will be dispatched, I think, in a day or two. Maybe today or tomorrow I'll be dispatching them as soon as you confirm your next participation. So I know many of you, like Kanika ji, might be having another 2 months of time. Still, if you want to extend it for another 3 months, you are most welcome, and you are eligible for the Janmashtami special gift. This is something which out of my from my side, it is an act of gratitude.
Because are we the frequency is 3 months? Because I think then mine is ending, I don't know when. I think I finished 2 months. I don't know.
Yeah. So frequency is like kind of every month. It starts like the first batch is finishing in the month of September, end of September, where Srikanji is a part of it. Kanika ji is part of the next. I think you are also part of the next batch. Kanika ji, you.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
So in between of the month, if whoever joins, they fall into from the first of that month. So it's always cycle to cycle, first to 30%.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So that's how it is. Okay. If anyone wants to share anything, feel free to share. Otherwise, we are good and we can wrap up. Okay, we are good, I think. Let's close the call, and thank you all. Thank you again.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I think I had a technical glitch. I was reading and I don't know where and I lost the connection.
No problem, Algutsi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.